The Ministry of Interior, under the able leadership of the Honorable Federal Minister of Interior, has brought about positive revolutionary reformation, advancement, and of course, progressive change to live up to its mandate, functions, and strategic roles. Let's find out in this first part interview the giant struts of the minister on Talking with the Minister on the Minister's platform. Let's hear him. You're still watching the Minister's platform, a program that, of course, gives a voice to the federal ministries of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And today we're going to be looking at a very strategic federal ministry that, of course, is saddled with the responsibility of internal security in Nigeria. And so it's our pleasure to welcome the Minister of Interior, Ogbeni Rauf Aregbesola, who is going to be telling us about the major significant achievements of his ministry. We're here to also verify and ascertain the level of efforts and initiatives the ministry, under the able leadership of the minister, has taken to position the Ministry of Interior. You're welcome, sir, to the program.
Thank you for the opportunity of engaging with Nigerians.
It was a pleasure, sir. What is the internal security master plan and policy direction of the ministry for the much desired transformational change in the country?
On assumption of office in August of 2019, we rallied the leadership and staff of the ministry and the agencies, services that are with us to fully understand the mission of the ministry and its strategic role in protecting Nigerians, ensuring their safety and securing both their lives and property and the territorial integrity of the Nigerian space. So by the end of the 6th month, we organized the first ever ministerial retreat. The theme of the retreat is driving performance in achieving the presidential mandate in Nigeria's internal security. At that retreat, which was the first ever the ministry will ever put together, we mobilized both the ministry and the agencies to just even know what their own knowledge of their roles are on the mandate of the ministry, which is safety of Nigerians, internal security, and citizenship integrity. After that, went into developing strategic plans at achieving the broad objective and the limited defined objectives broken into short, medium, and long term. By the first week of October, we'll be launching documents on strategic master plan for internal security in Nigeria, which is a result of all the efforts we have done in developing an intellectual framework based on interaction, position, and understanding of roles of each organs, from the main ministry to the Nigeria Immigration Service, Nigerian Correctional Service, Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps, and the Fire Service. So we are sure that the ministry will meet the objective of safeguarding life and property of Nigerians, as well as collaborating with other security agencies, particularly the military, safeguarding the territorial integrity of the Federation.
There are significant initiatives, programs and efforts of the ministry, especially in the areas of granting of Nigerian citizenship, consular and immigration services, business permits, and expatriate quota since you came into office. We've actually been opportune to read in the print media some of these very, what I call it, gallant efforts. So can you share with us, Nigerians would like to know?
We met a not too suitable procedure for the grant of expatriate quota, which we have reviewed. We have developed a new handbook for expatriate quota administration and the grant of business permits. I equally set up a task force that will ensure enforcement of all the regulations and conditions for the grant of expatriate quota. It could be of private business, it could be in government operations. Government believes that if Nigerians cannot do a particular job and expatriates are required to undertake such assignments, in registering and granting the permit for such expatriate work in Nigeria for whatever operations, firm, even individual, the onus is on that hiring individual or corporations or firm and even government operation or service to ensure that some Nigerians are equally put through the capacity to take over from the expatriate at the end of the quota given. We set up a task force to enforce that. And I'm confident that that task force is working.
So, Minister, before you came on board, the Ministry of Interior, there was a systemic failure. This is in regards to effective and efficient administrative management and welfare policy of the Nigerian Correction Services, both for the personnel and inmates. Nigerians would like to know your pragmatic, proactive, and improved efforts in the reform and reintegration of inmates.
First of all, just before I assumed office, a new law was enacted and approved by both the National Assembly and the President, changing the Nigerian penitentiary system from strictly punitive to a correctional one. Part of the old Nigerian Prison Act, we now have Nigerian Correctional Act of 2019. And I happen to be the first minister to administer that law. The law than people under lock and key and leave them to rot in jail recommends that our inmates, the people we handle are not prisoners anymore. They are inmates. They could be convicts or convicted inmates or awaiting trial inmates. Awaiting trial inmates, regrettably, constitute over 70% of those that we have in our custody. Nearly 30% are convicts. We see them as a people deserving of rehabilitation, people worthy of reintegration after their rehabilitation, after their reformation. We believe they are worthy citizens that must go back and play their own role and part in society. Our requirement, our role in managing the awaiting trial inmates is simply custody. It is at their own discretion that they can be part of our reformation, rehabilitation efforts. While we are by law compelled to affect the lives of convicts positively, introduce them to life-changing activities and whatever, not have such authority on the awaiting trial inmates. This is very important because people blame us for the errant activities of the awaiting trial inmates who, after a while, are either left off the hook by the judicial system without conviction. However, we within the resources available to us, we are doing our best to ensure that those who are under our care have the best. 456 inmates are doing undergraduate studies. Some have really gotten their first degree. Some are doing NC, some are doing OND and whatever. There are thousands going through secondary education process, thousands doing primary education process, and of thousands engaged in crafts and vocational studies. So, and I want to even use this medium to call on well-meaning Nigerians to support us, striving to meet the requirements, changing the lives, forming the inmates. We can never have enough. We need as much as possible support from those who can. And why must this really be strident? And why must it strike a chord in our mind is simple. The less of criminals we have, the better for all of us. No, sociologically, it's impossible not to have criminals. But if we strive to redeem them, it reduces tension and anxiety in society, and we all benefit. To that extent, I want to appeal to well-meaning Nigerians to support the Nigerian Correctional Service in having capacity. It could be a school block, it could be a reading room, it could be provision of books, whatever it is you can do. Most of these things are really done freely. The Nigerian Open University provides the educational thing, you don't pay anything. But we need reading room to even make that conducive reading facility. There is no limit to the comfort we can provide for them to read. Donate the world-class reading room or classroom, our inmate will not reject it. As to whether we have support, yes, some individuals support us, but it can never be enough.
Nigerians are aware of your proactive and strategic efforts to provide adequate security for the correctional centers across the country. You've done greatly due to the incessant attack. But why was the recent Kuje Correctional Center attacked by terrorists? Why was it possible? And what efforts is your ministry making to forestall future occurrence?
Any attack on any custodial facility is highly regrettable, and most unfortunate. Why? The custodial facilities are the very end of judicial system or administration of criminal justice system. If the custodial facilities could not hold those that have been convicted by courts of competent authority and jurisdiction, then what is the need to invest so much in the entire administration of criminal justice system, from apprehension, prosecution, trial, and conviction of convicts? What is the purpose if, at the end of the day, they cannot serve their terms? And I share the pain and agony of Nigerians in that regard. However, Kuje Custodial Facility, though a medium security facility, is the most fortified facility in Nigeria. A platoon of soldiers were there before the attack, and they are still there. You have adequate number of various classes of police, people from counter-terrorism to their elite force of mobile operatives. We must not equally forget that a nation with the challenges we have on security must expect breaches like this. It's painful, but the assurance is this: we are developing a more watertight arrangement that will make it almost impossible for anyone to violate our custodial facilities. I've made it clear, times without number, that the custodial facilities are red zones, and that only suicides, those who have cleared their intention to die, will attempt to attack our custodial facilities. All arrangements we made to ensuring that could not work either to, but I want to believe that with the new arrangements we have put in place, whoever attempts to violate our custodial facilities will not live to tell the story.